For over 60 years, Eagle Communications has been the leader in value and service. And over that time, our specialized teams have been helping businesses grow because Eagle is your one-stop for business solutions. We can provide the latest in hosted phone, reliable fiber internet, IT support, business compliance, and network planning. Plus, we offer affordable advertising on television, radio, and digital platforms. Call our employee owners today and let us serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from the studios of Eagle Community Television, with thanks to our editor and producer, Brandon Cooley. The Ellis County Environmental Office is our focus on this Community Connection with the Director, Hazardous Waste and Zoning Administrator, Karen Purvis. So we talk about the Environmental Office. Let's begin, if we could, about your responsibilities for that office, Karen.
In our office, we have different hats. The environmental, we have private water and wastewater outside the city limits, and then we do property transfers on that. We also, another hat is household hazardous waste. We are in charge of 13 counties for the household hazardous waste. We also have countywide zoning and floodplain administration.
Let's kind of focus on the environmental office. You've got a little handout sheet which is available at the office, right?
Yes.
Where's the office located, by the way?
We are located at 718 Main. We are in the lower level.
This particular area covers a lot of areas that we want to get into in a moment, but first of all, tell us about your staffing, would you?
We have 3 people in our office. I am the administrator, and then we have 2 environmental associates.
What's your budget?
Our budget comes from Ellis County, and we have about $180,000 from that.
And those budgets are used obviously for salaries. What other budget areas is that money used for?
For our hazardous waste disposal, also for testing equipment, safety equipment, and our vehicles.
Tell me about the most common issues of environmental concern for the county, Karen.
Okay, trying to keep our water safe so it is not polluted. And the environmental concerns make sure that the wastewater is not polluting groundwater in Ellis County, and also the hazardous waste to keep that out of the ground and groundwater.
And to monitor this, you do water testing in the county.
That is correct. We do water testing in our lab. We do nitrate and bacteria. We do those on a Monday, Tuesday, or a Wednesday because the bacteria is a 48-hour test. Mm-hmm. So we put that in the incubator and incubate it for 48 hours.
Now, why is it important to test for those 2 particular pollutants?
Those 2 are a general screening, just to make sure that it is safe to drink. If there's something that is out of order on those, then we can test further, send it to a certified lab. When we do come out and take a water test, we do come to the resident, and we do take it from where you drink it from. Mm-hmm. And we also check the well to make sure that it is safe.
Now, do you do this countywide for individuals, businesses, and such?
We do it for everyone outside the city limits, mm-hmm. and if it is requested for private wells within the city, we also test that.
Is there a charge for this?
There is a $20 charge for nitrate and bacteria, and as I said, we do come out and test it. We don't accept any water that is brought in.
Now, what about findings? If you find bacteria or pollutants in the water, what's the next step?
Well, that is why we take a look at the wells to make sure that there isn't a problem there. If the water well is constructed properly, then you can chlorinate the well, and that might take care of it. Or if it's high in nitrates, we will see why. It could be over-fertilizing, it could be a break in the system somehow that we can correct.
And the idea is to alert the homeowner or the business that there is a problem with the water, the potable water, the drinking water, if you will, in that particular location.
That's correct.
So you've got several things that you do here. Tell us a little bit about what you've brought here today, Karen.
All right, over here, this is part of the wastewater system. It's a septic tank and also an infiltrator. These are the new items that the absorption area for a septic system. They use infiltrators. Instead of, it used to be rock and pipe, and this is what they use now.
To filter out.
Right. It carries and through infiltration of the effluent water that comes from the septic tank.
Okay.
Here we just have a couple items that from the hazardous waste site. It's, you know, anything that you use. Once it is brought out, then it is called household hazardous waste. Otherwise, it's just items people regularly use.
Generally something that would be some kind of a chemical basis, something that would be a real pollutant were it to enter the main water stream then.
That's correct. A lot of the items, if it says flammable, poison, any fertilizers, paints, pesticides, even, you know, this will say caution, danger, flammable.
One of those remover things that you can take grease and grime and things like that off. Still, and if these containers are empty, they're still hazardous, right?
That's correct. You can bring them out to the waste site, which is located at the Ellis County landfill, and you can bring it out there and just tell them that you have household hazardous waste.
And back to the water testing for just a moment. You actually take a sample of the water, you take it back to your lab there at the environmental office and test it there. You also send in samples, is that right?
That is correct. If they want it tested for more things than nitrate and bacteria, we go out, take a water sample, and then send it to, we usually use one in Dodge City, and they can test it for more things, more minerals or different items that they test for.
And this is on the homeowner's decision to do that with an additional charge, correct?
That is correct.
And then other areas of concern then, as far as the environmental office, it's quite a list here from this little pamphlet, which, by the way, you have several pieces of information you can hand out to contractors, individuals, private well owners, that type of information.
Yes, we do have lots of information at the environmental office. This one here is the construction guidelines for wastewater systems in Ellis County. In Ellis County right now, anybody can put in their own septic system as long as all of these guidelines are met. We also have one for private water wells, and that again is the construction guidelines. And then our Ellis County Environmental Code is the code that was started and passed in 1992. That is when our office started.
It's rather amazing, these little handout pamphlets that you have. Those are free at the office, right?
That's correct.
And located once again where, Karen?
718 Main, the administrative building for Ellis County, and we are located on the lower level.
We don't have time to get through all the services provided, but they are extensive, from water testing to well evaluation, private wastewater system designs, evaluation of private wastewater systems, household hazardous waste, small quantity generators program of hazardous waste, environmental education. Let's talk about education for just a minute. That's a real important concept or part of the office, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We try to provide a lot of education to either the youth or to adults, just to try to tell them, what the concerns are, what happens if you don't, dispose of things correctly. Which one of these water would you rather drink?
That's a good show and tell right there, I think. Some of the areas at the household hazardous waste site then: paint-related products, pesticide, cleaning products, oil and antifreeze, and batteries, a very important part, right, Karen?
That's correct. Up here I do have a couple items, the rechargeable ones here. We have to sort all of the different batteries that we receive in because they go to different places.
So flashlight batteries or batteries that would be used in portable radios or something like that would go differently from the larger rechargeables then, huh?
The rechargeables go to a certain place, whether it be the big or the smaller ones. And then the alkaline go a certain place, the lithium, we just sort them all out.
So folks can bring those out during the hours of operation at the Ellis County hazardous waste site then?
Right, and those hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6 p.m. And if they have larger quantities, they need to contact our office and we will meet them out there.
But as far as household, and we should also mention fluorescent tubes that have been used, the CFLs, the compact fluorescents, those kind of things, all do contain hazardous materials that should be disposed of properly.
That is correct. They can be brought out.
And there's no charge for this?
There is no charge for residents. If it is a business, we do, through the state, we do need to charge them.
What about this education process? An important part of the operation, because we need to know what we can put in the trash and what shouldn't be put in the trash, right, Karen?
Right. And going back to the education, we try to do water festivals. We try to do any educational thing that will get to all ages,
Which
the
could
youth
be
and
clubs
adults.
And organizations and groups that would like to have a program. Your office can set that up there.
Right, and we also go to schools.
Now, tell me about the handout material once again that you have available. You've got it to cover basically the rules and regulations, right?
That's correct.
Right.
We are regulated. We have 6 sets of regulations, 3, the water well, the wastewater, and the environmental code. Also, we have the hazardous waste, which is a state regulated, and then we have the zoning, which there is the state and county regulations, and also the floodplain, which is a state and federal.
And these regulations sometimes are devalued by certain groups as not being important or getting in the way of things, but regulations really are a part of education, aren't they?
Yes, they are. A lot of people, on zoning, I can do, it's my property, I can do whatever I want. But it also gives the neighbors a talk of, what happens next to them.
The information is available at 1515 West 55th, that's the hazardous waste site, or at the Ellis County Environmental Office, located in the Administration Center just off Vine Street.
On Main Street.
On Main Street, I'm sorry,
Yes.
on Main Street now, since we've moved, I guess. Karen Purvis, the Ellis County Environmental Office, Hazardous Waste and Zoning Administrator for the county, our Community Connection.
My name is Jeremy Burkholder and I manage the Network Operations Center at Eagle Communications. My job at the Network Operations Center is ensuring that we've got the right members of the Eagle team involved in supporting our customers, resolving their issues, and making sure we meet their needs long term. Service to me is understanding my customers' needs and ensuring that we're meeting them, as well as ensuring they have a reliable product on a day-to-day basis. The favorite part of my job is when I get the opportunity to work with the great team we have at Eagle to exceed the customer's expectations and showing them what an employee-owned company can do.
Eagle Communications is your complete business solution with options to fit any budget. We provide business class phone with customizable features and fast, reliable internet. Your knowledgeable team at Technology Solutions has a broad base of IT services to meet your needs. Let the experts at Marketing Solutions get your message to the right people on the best platforms. Eagle Communications will build your personalized business plan. Call us at 877-61-EAGLE.
Welcome back to our Community Connection from Eagle Community Television in the studios of ECTV with our editor and producer, Brandon Cooley. As we talk about the upcoming Western Summit, the Hayes Senior Meal Site, and the local chapter of the American Association of Retired Persons with the president of AARP local chapter, Alberta Klaus. How'd you become involved in AARP? Just automatically retired from the county clerk's office and there you were, huh?
No, actually I joined at least 10, 15 years ago. Dr. Watts was still there. And I just wanted to belong to an organization that I felt met my needs and where I could meet the needs maybe of the community by serving, volunteering, doing certain projects.
Let's talk about this local chapter. What areas of work are addressed in the local chapter?
Well, we're all about volunteering, and some of the things we do, we might drive somebody to the doctor, or we might take them to the dentist, to the grocery store. We might mentor youth in church, or some people volunteer at the Arts Council, the Historical Society, art, community assistance. There are just lots of places we can volunteer.
Sternberg, Mary Elizabeth Maternity Home, just
right.
Areas of need.
Right.
There are AARP members from the local chapter. And over the course of a year, this adds up to a significant number, doesn't it, Alberta?
It did. Last year we had over 7,000 hours volunteer hours that our members put in for the community. So they do a great service.
So you don't have to necessarily be retired to be an AARP local member, do you?
No, but AARP obviously is for retired persons, but anyone from age 50 and up could belong.
Because all of a sudden when you turn 50, as one of our former colleagues mentioned, you start getting AARP materials.
That is exactly right.
Tell me about the membership locally. How many members, approximately?
Well, right now we're about 35, and I'm going to say we have close to 28 that are very active in the group. So, members move, they get old, and some aren't with us anymore. So, that reduces the number, and then like I said, some people just don't want to belong because it says AARP. And I just say, hey, this is just a local group of seniors getting together, hearing someone speak to us about something that's pertinent to seniors. And we enjoy a good meal. We socialize on the first Wednesday of each month. And we meet out at the Rose Garden. So it's a very nice time for all of us.
How about dues? Any requirement on dues?
Well, we charge $7.50 a year, and that's just to help us cover a little bit of expenses that we have.
$7.50 a year. I'd say that's probably one of the most affordable groups in the state, if not,
yes.
the nation, Alberta. But a lot of things are involved in, as you say, the membership of AARP, including participation with the Hayes Meal Site and the Senior Center. Talk about that a bit.
Okay, I am the president of the Hayes Senior Center as well. And, you know, they serve nutritious meals. They have games that people can play, like pool, puzzles, word games, cards, pinochle, bridge. You know, it's just a good time to socialize, make new friends, and just gets you out of your house, keeps you involved, and it's good for seniors.
Tell me about the location. Recent development of a new location for the Senior Center, which has greatly enhanced the opportunities there.
Right. The Senior Center now meets at the Hayes Senior Center, which is at like 2350 East Highway 40, or you could call it East 8th Street.
Or right next to the Rose Garden,
right
basically.
next to the Rose Garden.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that. So that's where we meet there. The meal costs $3. Well, the donation requested is $3.25.
And if you're stretched, you can still eat.
You can still eat, is right.
And by the way, those menu items on a regular basis are highlighted on the Eagle KAYS morning show,
oh, that's
too.
right, they are. They are.
Tell me about the Senior Center itself, a good socialization place, and the meal site provides nutrition, which sometimes is lacking in some seniors' lives because why bother to fix something?
Right, right. I was just going to tell you that in August we served 1,441 meals at the meal site itself, and we delivered 1,542 meals to people that are home, you know, restricted to their home, or just don't want to make the trip. So their socialization is the person delivering the meal, so they can talk to that person for a few minutes, and that's a good thing. What was your question again?
Kind of a spin-off of the original Meals on Wheels, if you would, then, where
Well,
those deliveries are made if the
right.
weather's inclement or people just can't, for physical
Right.
reasons, get out there.
So we serve a lot of meals in a month, and they play all kinds of games out there, you know, to where you can socialize with other people. Bunko, chicken foot, and like I said, pinochle. Some come to play bridge, others come to play pool, you know. So it's a nice time and a nice place.
Indeed. Tell me about the Western Summit, October 5, that's a Thursday, and it's from 8 to 3.
Right.
Your event is at the Rose Garden, right?
Right.
Tell me about the Western Summit. What's its purpose?
Well, its purpose is to inform seniors of just any topic that pertains to them. And this year, I'm going to say the theme is on safety. Safety in your home, safety out on the street, because that's important. And we have Midwest Energy speaking this year about safety, you know, with Highline, you know, with the wires, electricity, that sort of thing. And we have a police officer who's going to be there. But this year we also have a lady from Wichita. Her name is Denise Vaughn, and she's going to speak about what's the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia, because that's something we want to know. We always think, well, do I have Alzheimer's or do I have dementia? You know, or do I see that in my relative? And so we're going to learn about that this time. And then we have Jeremy Miller, and he's coming out of Topeka for the Kansas Commission on Veterans Affairs. And so he'll be talking about veterans issues. And so I would just encourage everyone to come to the summit on October the 5th out at the Rose Garden. And you certainly could call me. And that is, the number is 785-625-6896. 625-6896. and we would love to have you there. We start the day off with coffee and donuts. Then Eber Phelps is going to be speaking. So, you know, he's going to update us on legislative issues in Topeka, what's going on with the state legislators, and so we've got a great program planned.
Okay, Rose Garden Banquet Hall, Thursday, October 5 from 8 to 3. What's the cost?
Oh, the cost is $10 for the lunch and registration.
Okay, so you're going to feed them too.
Yes, and I know we're having a very good dinner.
Now, you talk about safety issues. There are a lot of concerns there, one of which is a program that the local chapter AARP does, and that's driver safety.
Oh yes, we have a driver's course, and we are putting that on October the 17th. And we hold that meeting at Messiah Lutheran Church. Starts about at 8:30 because that's registration time, and it goes to about 3:30. And the cost is $15 for members, $20 for non-members, because you do not have to be a member of AARP to attend the Western Summit, nor this driver's course,
Okay.
you know, to take that course. They've changed the name of it. It used to be driver safety. Now we call it smart driver. And so I really like that title because that's what we need to be, safe drivers.
Now, what about registration for that driver's safe driver course?
Okay, there you would need to call Eleanor McMindus. That number is 785-639-1750. 639-1750. And she would need to know that, you know, probably in the next week or so.
Okay. That's an inclusive course then about driver safety for
Yes.
those who are still driving. What about lunch during that period?
You need to bring a sack lunch because in order to shorten the day, then if you bring your sack lunch, that helps speed it up. Then we only need 30 minutes to take lunch instead of an hour.
Okay. October 17th, location Messiah Lutheran Church,
20th and Main.
20th and Main. The registration at 8:30, and you'll be out by about what?
3:30.
3:30. Okay. But again, back to the Western Summit at the Rose Garden Banquet Hall. You're taking registration for that, and that event is for a $10 fee, right?
Right. And I would like if you could call me before or on or before October 1st. Just leave a message on my answering machine if I don't answer. But just give me a call to get registered. That number is 785-625-6896.
Well, it should be a good chance for people to find out more about the local AARP chapter and find out what possibilities are available. Sometimes when we retire, we kind of disconnect and don't really know what's available to us, what kind of, if we're, you know, in a neighborhood that we're not familiar with, that we need to be able to connect to people.
Well, we don't want to become couch potatoes, that's for sure. And I might just mention at the summit, we have vendor booths. And those vendor booths are, like this year we have Medicare is going to be there, Social Security, talk about the new card if they want to ask questions about that. And home health,
A variety of topics.
yes,
basically.
urology, bladder and bowel control, nursing homes, Willow House, the ARC, and Eagle Med. And from HMC, we have the black light topic. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm anxious to stop at her booth and find that out. So it goes on and on. You know, humanity, Habitat for Humanity, and the Restore, you know, just things like that you could find out about.
All kinds of things that would be good to know on many occasions.
So while you come out for your coffee and donuts at 8 o'clock, you can go to vendor booths, register for a possible prize, and we have door prizes at the end of the day. I mean, it's a nice day.
October 5, Thursday, and the location is the Rose Garden Banquet Hall, located right next to the Senior Center and the Hayes Meal Site, 8 to 3, and a $10 cost, and you can sign up ahead of time by calling Alberta Klaus.
That's right. That would be good. Just call me ahead of time.
We should mention, too, that joining us today, although we didn't have time to visit with her, but your support group, Diane Kerner, who is Vice President of the local AARP chapter. We'll assume that since she doesn't run over and correct you or whisper in your ear, that you must have pulled this off pretty well, huh? Congratulations.
Right. She does an excellent job. Very good support person, very helpful. Idea person is what she is.
And you always need those.
Yes.
And of course, if you'd like to become a member, the Fall Western Summit would be a perfect time to find out about the local AARP
And they
chapter.
certainly could find out about it at that time. They could sign up to become a member of our local group or contact me. Once again, Alberta Klaus. I'm glad to talk to you about joining AARP local group. So,
Obviously a strong supporter.
yeah,
and,
well,
and
yes.
still really involved.
And I'll just say, you know, Dr. Watts started this group. I'm not sure. Let's see. We got a certificate last year from AARP that said we've been AAR affiliated for 20 years. So this is our 21st year.
Oh, wow.
And Dr. Watts started the local group, and he started the Western Summit, and this is our 19th year.
Oh, that's amazing. Certainly one of the strong advocates, and we still miss Harry, there's no doubt about
So, Mike,
that.
we want to invite you to attend as well.
Our Hayes Meal Site and president of the local chapter of AARP, Alberta Klaus, our community connection.
Eagle Communications is the leader in advertising services. We take the guesswork out of marketing your business. From creating the message to managing the campaign, Eagle can make your business stand out. Meet customers where they shop. Take your business online with a digital campaign and showcase your products on TV and radio.
Let me help you reach the people that matter most by targeting demographics and using platforms that are proven to make your business grow. Call today. Eagle Communications, our community connected.